Within the beginning of the film, we witness a couple walking via an expansive white-colored room. The whole thing in this room is white. Truly, a health practitioner is conducting an experiment on them. The experiment calls for them to stay inside the room for 50 days without popping out. In the event that they do that, they'll acquire 40 crores as a reward. But, if both of them gives up, they'll cross empty exceeded. They might not acquire something, and no person except them could be allowed to stay in the room. Furthermore, they may no longer be able to speak to anybody or meet all people. They'll no longer have any assets of amusement, which includes a television or a cellular cell phone. In spite of this, they're happy inside the room. They agree with that this is the very best way to earn money. The couple starts off evolved to talk to each different. The girl, Kate, says, I can satisfy all of my goals with this money, 40 crores. In the meantime, her husband says that he's going to spend the money on parties. I will enjoy it a lot, and we're going to have so much money, that there may be no difficulty of cash shortage. After a while, they pay attention a valid of a robot device. That starts off evolve to inform them the rules of this area that how they have got to stay here. Whatever they needed to maintain in thoughts, and what should no longer be accomplished become additionally notified. There was handiest one mattress, a bench, and a normal washroom. In conjunction with this, a small-sized screen was also located on the wall, in which all the policies for dwelling on this room had been stated. That includes that best one man or woman could use the washroom without delay. There was also a red button at the wall, from all of us ought to exit after pressing it and giving up. In conjunction with this, they may order food through urgent the display. Also, a massive watch became placed there too, wherein their 50 days timer was going for walks. A big-sized box also comes for them there. That has their everyday primarily based fit for human consumption items. Because the night seems, the lighting flip off robotically. And have been also became on inside the morning. The tool keeps on telling them the existing time via announcing. Is it going to be the daybreak, nighttime, or night? The purpose changed into which you need to rest due to the fact it's far now going to be night. They have been given the power that they can set the alarm too. Kate's husband, Mike, lives there in a manner as his holidays are occurring. Because of this, he used to sleep late at night. While Kate settles the alarm, so she should wake up early in the morning. And could make up her habitual, so the time of these 50 days may be exceeded. Now, they spend their first night on this room. Whilst it turns into morning, Kate goes to take bathtub. She tells herself in the front of the mirror, no matter what happens, we've to win this challenge via staying right here for 50 days. After taking tub, she puts her get dressed inside the laundry to clean. They're additionally given easy attire to put on, however have been colorful. While having a laugh, they say thank God. We've got as a minimum we're given colorful clothes. After some time, Kate tells Mike why the physician wishes this experiment. Mike tells her that I do not know anything about this. I simplest understand that we've got to live right here for 50 days and have to get the reward of 40 crores dollar. Both of them try and have interaction them to spend their time. Kate practices yoga to assist her grow to be calm and at ease. Whereas, Mike was watching the watch on which the timer for 50 days changed into strolling. He starts off evolved to consider the strange things whilst sitting there. Like why the walls of this room are painted white. Kate tries to make him apprehend now not to think about this all. Also now not to stare on the watch. Simply think about the time to spend here, and the money in praise. But it turned into tough for him to do. Due to the fact he wasn't fulfilling his sleep for the previous couple of days. Whereas Kate plays all of her obligations in keeping with recurring from day to night time. 00:03:40 and asks Mike for strolling, to divert his attention from the watch. On one aspect, Kate changed into having yoga, and Mike changed into walking. Later, they begin to play infantile games to spend time, and start to bop, as they position their garments within the laundry to clean. They again get comparable clothes to put on. Now, many weeks pass on this manner. After a few days, Mike reveals an insect in this room. He begins to talk to it and thinks to feed it. But as he places some drops of the milkshake at the floor, sound of the robotic device begins to listen and says now not to try this. This food is just for both of you. Mike grows traumatic and communicates with the device, announcing, if we cannot feed it the food, then take my phrase. I am urgent the purple button, so it may exit, in any other case, it'll die of hunger. Seeing this, Kate starts to persuade him, look. The robot tool will not come again to prevent us. It has gone after preventing us, so do not try this. He says anything it's far, I'm concerned approximately this insect. In any other case, this bad insect will die right here. Saying this, he starts to go to the pink button. For minutes and 47 seconds they begin to argue. Kate says after urgent the button, we'll lose this challenge. Then, we're going to ship out of this region with nothing. Mike says, I recognize but I am not going outside, I am simply sending this insect out. Mike says later after placing the insect apart, "Kate, this is an insect, don't you sense pity for this?" Kate warns him that you may break the whole game for this tiny insect. You've long passed crazy. After pronouncing this, she starts off Evolve to go, but a malicious program suddenly comes beneath her feet and dies. She is stunned and apologizes to Mike after knowing what has took place, announcing, "I'm sorry, I did not do this deliberately, it occurs accidentally." Mike does not trust her and spends his entire day in this room, sitting in the corner. In step with the rule of this room, right now, they are best approved to shop for matters, those will come from out of doors, and the money will be charged from their cash. On the way to be a huge amount of cash. Mike tells her, "I'm going to reserve my first element." Kate, however, forbids him and says, Don't forget how a whole lot of our cash could be fed on, if we order something from outside? 00:05:52 1 lakhs greenbacks, so please don't try this. However, no matter this, Mike would not concentrate to her, and is going to buy his first issue. He receives a green-colored chalk, and after seeing it Mike says, "Oh, what I have obtained, nothing goes to happen with this, however as a minimum I could paint at the partitions and pass the time." When Kate notices him drawing, she asks him to make a portrait for her. He starts off Evolve to color, and after a while, Kate leaves due to the fact she is bored, but he continues to caricature till the chalk runs out. He makes many drawings in the lavatory and at the partition's exterior on this way. Later, Kate apologizes to Mike for her conduct after drawing near him. The good information for them is that they have now spent 20 of the final 50 days. At some point, Kate discovers a gun within the toilet. Each of them come to be astonished to look the way it were given there. They preserve it, and hid it underneath the mattress. According to the tool, there ought to be not anything in the laundry besides the clothes. After a few days, they're given a small gift that suggests their family's video messages. 6 minutes and 56 seconds Mike sees his sister's message that tells him, she and her mom and dad are absolutely first class, so don't worry approximately us. After seeing his sister, Mike turns into happy. However, Kate feels pretty disappointed whilst she is proven her father's video message. Her father replies, "I don't stay on the road, I stay in a residence." Kate wants to stop the video, but it has now not been stopped in spite of her requests. Later, after going near the washroom, she begins to cry loudly. Later, Mike arrives and soothes her, and they both fall asleep. As it will become morning, Kate doesn't leave the mattress. She turned into still napping due to the fact her health will get worse due to anxiety. When Mike asks the purpose for no longer waking up, she tells that I have become emotional because I have visible my dad after many years. I constantly spoke lie that I do not have my dad, due to the fact I used to be ashamed of him, he used to drink loads and did not pay my college fee. Later, Mike tells her to go away this all, and do you know, we have only weeks left here. After paying attention to his statement, Kate does not emerge as happy and became nonetheless in mattress. 7 minutes and 58 seconds he tries many ways to make her feel better, however it turned into all useless. Later, he lies down after coming to her, but Kate would not hassle with this. The following day, he tells Kate, "Why don't we purchase our remaining element, to grow to be the boredom?" However, Kate stops him with the aid of pronouncing, "No, you've got already spoiled the cash, by using shopping for that useless chalk. So, do not do this due to the fact I do not want to lose more money now." After listening to this, he will become sad. After some time, Kate comes to Mike after leaving her mattress and says, "You are regardless of how much cash we lose." Mike orders the opposite component whilst he touches the display later. Immediately, the door of any other room opened. After that, a female enters interior who hasn't worn the get dressed. As she comes inside, Mike will become taken aback to look her. She tells him that I even don't know why I have sent him here. I handiest received money for this, and that I need to stay in this room with you for 24 hours. After witnessing her on this situation, Kate implores Mike to cast off his blouse and deliver it to her so that she will cowl herself a little. 9 minutes and 5 seconds while the lady sees Mike's artwork at the wall, she appreciates them. After seeing this, Kate becomes angry. At night time, Mike asks each of the ladies to sleep on the bed, and he sleeps at the ground. However, the lady begins to behave unusually with Mike. Kate becomes irritated as a result, and she makes Mike sleep with her at the bed. And she or he sleeps between them, and she or he couldn't make herself calm for the complete night, and she changed into indignant by her. While she wakened, she sees the girl wasn't at the mattress. She thinks that she has long passed, but while she goes to the washroom, she sees that the girl hasn't gone yet, however is still in the washroom. She was taking bath and he or she has once more disposed of her dress. Kate says not anything even unwillingly and bears her. Later, 3 of them begin to dance inside the room round them. After doing this, Mike enjoys loads that he is going into the arena of desires, and he sees black shade around his 4 aspects. After this, he sees himself drowning in the water. He sees his younger brother as well, who turned into also drowning inside the water with him. After seeing this, he becomes pretty disappointed. 10 minutes and 7 seconds in the meantime, Kate and the woman approach him and produce him to his senses. He changed into nonetheless disappointed and begins to cry. He was constantly announcing to stop his younger brother from drowning. Later, Kate calms him down and makes him sleep at the bed. Later, the girl asks Kate about how she and Mike met. Kate tells her that I and Mike met inside the rain. I didn't have umbrella and Mike saved me from being wet. Now, they keep on talking at the same time as sitting on this way. After a while, Mike wakes up and sits with the lady. Kate become no longer gift there, and that they start to talk approximately their lives. The girl tells him I misplaced my mom in adolescence. Later, after sharing their family problems, they guide every other. They increase a terrific bond of friendship. Later, the lady, after conserving Mike's hand, asks him to swing his mood and make himself calm. In a while, Kate arrives from at the back of, and notices each of them while keeping every other's fingers. Seeing it, her anger turned into improved. Because she became bearing their closeness for a long time. 00:11:09 She tells the woman that you desired to trap my husband from the start. And wanted to take him from me. Hearing this, the female starts to get irritated along with her. She says you are an extraordinary lady, you don't have a bit agree with to your husband. Unfortunately, and later, their argument will increase and they begin to yell at every different. After being bored stiff, Mike yells at them and asks them to preserve quiet. And then, he starts off evolve to head from there. The next day, when they awoke, Mike wasn't feeling nicely. His fitness wasn't going nicely, advert the lady changed into also gone. 00:11:40 Earlier than going, she has written a message for Mike. It turned into written, nobody has ever loved me as you probably did Mike. Kate starts off evolve to get angry with Mike after displaying this message to him. SHW says, you're a deceiver and you're deceiving me as properly. Listening to this, Mike says that there is not anything like this, whatever she has written is inaccurate. Something is going on this room is intentional, so we may want to fight. And we should give up. However, still, Kate would not listen to it. She pushes him and because of this, Mike's head hits the wall. His head begins to bleed, and he will become angry to see it. He goes away from Kate and says I did not mislead you. Even when you went after leaving the town. I continually wanted that you don't feel by myself, and stay glad. Due to this, I left to satisfy my friends. I have given you the time, even I left my studies. I did not go away you while you stay in Tesnian. What I acquire in praise, your suspicion, and hatred. Hearing this, Kate feels ashamed. She says please forgive me, I did not try this intentionally. 00:12:43 I did this in anger. Meanwhile, Mike feels something. He falls down and says I don't sense nicely, and I need a medical doctor. She brings milkshake for him, and wraps a towel around his head. So, his head cannot bleed, and she says the whole lot is furnished in this room. However, there's no facility for medication to take delivery of, is not it peculiar? Mike would not agree with her phrases after hearing this. He says, do you truly sense worried about my harm? What occurs if you hit me hard in anger and I die? You grow to be greedy sufficient that you could kill me. Such money went to hell that makes someone forget approximately their identity. I hate this room, and I will no longer stay right here even for some time. And I will go out, and she stops him from going out. She takes the gun that they discovered from the washroom. She warns Mike while pointing her gun at him, if you try to exit, I'll shoot you. Mike presses the crimson button after ignoring her. Later, the door opens and he is going out of the white room. After his departure, Kate feels alone and starts off evolve to cry. And she or he sleeps there, and while she wakes up she would not experience appropriate. She became quite unhappy, and starts to miss him after seeing his drawings. Now, best days were left for Kate on this room, and she may want to win this undertaking. She also realizes her mistake, so she additionally goes out after urgent the purple button. After some time, we see Mike who changed into strolling, and whilst walking he passes from Kate's constructing. He suddenly comes up with Kate on his way. Later, we learn that after popping out of the room, they failed to meet for months. Because they have been angry, now after transferring on they decide to patch up. 14 minutes and 28 seconds and start to visit a lodge for the meal. At the way, Mike asks Kate have you ever completed that challenge? Or you have pop out after urgent the pink button. She doesn't respond and stays silent. She says that I have misbehaved with you, so please forgive me. Later, while each of them went, we see a word on a building. It was written, a well-known man has made this room. However, his identity remains unknown. In keeping with it, we can say that one shouldn't be greedy. Due to the fact greed ends in evil. In which we will lose our loved one. 15 minutes and 4 seconds as Mike and Kate misplaced every other for a while. The person should have a goal to make this room. Humans can grow to be better by means of luring them. Due to the fact when human beings will spend time there, many internal characteristics of them will display. Whilst their greed finally ends up, and they'll realize their mistake. They may study from it, and will never greed again. Later, we see a pair in the identical room, who came like Kate and Mike to fulfill this undertaking. They had been pretty satisfied as Kate and Mike have been glad. Now, the question is whether they will upward thrust to this project. 15 minutes and 39 seconds or will go back empty past like them after giving up. Or will in addition they comprehend their mistake. The movie ends with this question.